Florida, where we got some craziness going on, where a Florida mother claims that COVID made her go insane, and that's the reason she ended up drowning her baby. Yeah, you heard me right.
All right, Nick, thanks so much. We'll see you soon. A South Florida woman accused of drowning her infant daughter 5 years ago is claiming that COVID made her temporarily insane. She hopes this legal defense will exonerate her of the crime. CBS News Miami's Steve Majeri is your reporter in Miami. He has obtained evidence the defense believes will get her acquitted.
Precious Bland rejected a plea offer in court on Monday. She's been charged with second-degree murder after prosecutors claimed she confessed to drowning her 15-month-old daughter in a bathtub in 2021.
Either the jury finds you not guilty by reason of insanity, but if they find you guilty, I may have to sentence you to life in prison.
We asked her lawyer, Larry Handfield, why she turned down the deal.
I don't believe that a person should accept responsibility for actions that they have no knowledge of.
Bland was also charged with stabbing her husband and other daughter. Bland's husband told police she had been screaming that Jesus was coming and that everyone was going to die from COVID-19. Bland's husband also told officers she was saying everyone needed to be baptized in the bathtub.
She felt at that time that was the only way they were going to be saved.
Bland's attorney argues his client was going through a psychotic episode due to contracting COVID-19 that day, so he had a psychological evaluation done. The evaluator found Bland was suffering psychosis due to having COVID-19. And in the state's own insanity evaluation of Bland, the evaluator wrote that he is in agreement with the defense's expert that Bland satisfied Florida's standard for insanity.
This was an unfortunate situation, probably one of the first cases in the country where COVID is the defense.
We reached out.
I don't know what to say. COVID made her go insane and kill her child. Do y'all believe that? I mean, I guess the medical examiners, everybody's saying that, the psychologists, everybody's saying that. COVID made you go insane and kill your daughter? Wow. I would like to know what the husband thought is. And then they said that she contracted it that day. I thought you ain't get symptoms that day. This is a wild situation. Let's keep going.
To the state attorney's office about these conclusions. A spokesperson said, "This case is preparing for trial, so the only appropriate response to any issue raised by the defense attorney handling this case is best made to the court on record." The state's psychological evaluator recommended that Bland continue to be treated for depression and PTSD. Bland's trial is set to start on June 22nd.
So as we know, a South Florida mother, Precious, is mounting a rare legal defense claiming that she contracted COVID-19 triggered a severe psychotic episode that rendered her temporarily insane when she allegedly drowned her infant daughter. So the incident happened. She is accused of drowning her infant daughter. Her husband reported to the police that before the incident, she was screaming that Jesus was coming, warning that everyone who was going to die from COVID-19, and insisted that the family needed to be baptized in the bathtub to be saved. They say that Bland rejected a plea deal, choosing instead to go to trial with her defense centered on temporary medical insanity. Her attorney, Howard, noted that this was likely one of the first cases in the United States to utilize COVID-19 as an insanity defense. A psychological evaluation commissioned by the defense found that the Bland suffered from severe psychotic episode brought on by contracting COVID-19 on the day of the offense. The state's own appointed mental health evaluator formally agreed with the defense expert, concluding that she met the legal mandated standard for temporary insanity at the time of the crime. The state attorney has declined to comment extensively on the findings outside of the court's proceedings, stating that only that the case is moving forward to trial where a judge or jury will ultimately rule on the validation of the insanity claim. Come on, y'all. What are y'all thinking? Can insanity Does COVID have a hit? See, that's the first question. I write it myself. Does COVID induce insanity? So yes, medical studies show that COVID can induce new onset psychosis, a severe but rare mental health condition where an individual loses touch with reality. While insanity is a legal term, clinical research has established a definitive link between COVID virus and the sudden onset of profound neuropsychotic symptoms, including severe delusions and hallucinations. I'm not even going to try to say that word again. Even in people with absolutely no prior history of mental illness. That's crazy to think about, y'all. Researchers believe that COVID psychosis is not just a psychological reaction to the stress of the pandemic, but rather a direct psychological impact on the brain. The virus triggers a massive systematic immune response and can breach the blood-brain barrier, causing severe neuroinflammation, so inflaming in the brain, and that alters cognitive processing and brain function. Several cases can cause tiny blood clots in the brain, altering the blood flow and damaging brain tissue. In some instances, treatment given for severe respiratory COVID symptoms, such as high doses of steroids, are themselves well known to trigger the steroid-induced psychosis. Wow. So it says it tracked a large-scale study published by the researchers in the tracked over 236,000 patrons and found that 1.4% developed a psychotic disorder within 6 months of the COVID diagnosis. Wow. That is not something I ever expected to hear. Just how much COVID put us into a scare. No one even thought that COVID could cause you to go insane, or the medically right term is to go psychotic or be in psychosis. I think that's how you say it. But that's a crazy situation, y'all. Do you believe her, though? That's the ultimate question. Do you believe that COVID can make it, that she's not lying about it, and it's just, and it truly happened? Which, if it did, of course, it is very sad. And anyone, we know for a fact that anyone who can't control themselves cannot be charged with a crime.